I want to teach you how to start a business online the right way so you'll be fine. I know that business can be really scary, but if you follow these steps, you'll feel really merry. I created this class so you don't have to worry. You can take this class while eating chicken curry. I believe in you. I believe in your success. And if you work really hard, you can be your very best. On this journey, just know you are not alone. Simply watch these videos and pick up the phone. Call me if you ever need a helping hand, because I'm Adako Consulting is your biggest fan. So many things have been happening behind the scenes. So it's been a while since I made a video, but I missed you guys a lot. Okay. And in this video, my plan is to delve into step number 3. But in the next couple of videos I plan to make updates, to give you guys current information that you need to know. So without further ado, let's delve into step number 3, which is choosing your business name and legal structure. It's important to choose your legal structure before selecting your business name because each state has its own rules on how they want you to name your business based on the legal structure that you select. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about selecting a legal structure first, and then afterwards in the next video I'll be discussing how to get a good business name. In order to make this class as organized as possible, I decided to select one state, and the state I selected for this class is Texas. In preparation of this class, I went to the Secretary of State website for Texas, and I'm going to be discussing the legal structures that are presented on the website. I'm just going to do a summarization for you guys. I read it through so you don't have to, okay? So one of the legal structures that is available in Texas is called a sole proprietorship. And with a sole proprietorship, a single individual engages in a business activity without a formal organization. Now, this is the most common and simplest form of business, and it does not provide any personal asset protection. So if your business gets sued as a sole proprietorship, your assets are not protected. Now, the naming rules available for a sole proprietorship are as follows. It must operate under the surname of the owner. If you would like to use a different name, you must file a DBA, also known as an assumed name in Texas. You have to file this with the office of the county clerk in the county where a business premise is maintained. So your business has to operate under your surname for a sole proprietorship in Texas. But if you don't want to do that, you can file a DBA. And with the DBA, also known as an assumed name in Texas, you can operate under a different name. But you have to file this with your county clerk in the county where the business premise is maintained. Now, the next legal structure that I'm going to be talking about is called a general partnership. A general partnership is created when 2 or more people partner to start a business for profit. It generally operates with a partnership agreement, but there's no requirement that this agreement must be in writing. And it's an informal business structure that's very similar to a sole proprietorship. And it does not provide any personal asset protection. So the naming rules for a general partnership are as follows. They should include the surnames of the partners. And you have to file a DBA or assumed name with the county clerk if you would like to use a different name. So basically very similar naming rules to a sole proprietorship. The third legal structure I'm going to be talking about is called a corporation or C Corp. It has a basic operational structure that consists of shareholders, officers, directors, and employees. A C Corp business will protect your personal assets. Now, the naming rules for a C Corp business are as follows. First, the name must contain the word corporation, company, incorporated, or limited, or an abbreviation of one of these terms. And other naming rules that are kind of more general across the board is that the name must be distinguishable from any existing business in the state. Your name can't imply that the corporation is organized for an unlawful purpose. The name can't include the words lotto or lottery. The name can't imply that the corporation was created for the benefit of war veterans or their families. And the name can't include words that can confuse your corporation with a government agency. Words such as FBI, Treasury, State Department, and etc. So another term that's commonly used in connection with the C Corp is called S Corporation. But the S Corporation is not a business structure. Instead, it's actually a tax classification, and LLCs and corporations can be an S Corp, okay? So if your business is taxed as an S Corp, you have to follow the naming requirements for your corporation or LLC depending on your business structure. The website for the Secretary of State says that for further information on this, you can contact the IRS or a tax counsel regarding the decision to be taxed as an S Corp and all the requirements. Per their website, the Secretary of State cannot assist you with this part of your business. So let's move on to another legal structure that's very, very common. It's very, very common. And that is a limited liability company, or a LLC. Okay, so it's a distinct type of entity that has the powers of a corporation and a partnership. It offers limited liability protection and pass-through taxation. It exists as a separate entity from its owners. So it's the simplest way of structuring your business to protect your personal assets if your business is sued. Okay, and then the naming rules for an LLC is as follows. The name must include the phrase limited liability company or limited company or one of its abbreviations. And I'll list the abbreviations right here for you. And as a general rule of thumb, as mentioned in the other naming rule that I mentioned earlier, the name cannot imply that the LLC is organized for an unlawful purpose. The name cannot include the words lotto or lottery. The name cannot imply that the LLC was created for the benefit of war veterans or their families. The name cannot include words that would confuse your LLC with a government agency. And the name must be distinguishable from any existing business in the state. And this includes Texas reserved names. Okay? Excuse me, I got a little itch. So the next legal structure that we'll be talking about is called a limited partnership. And this is a partnership formed by two or more people with one or more general partners and one or more limited partners. So the limited partners are only liable up to the amount of their investment. So they function like investors. And the general partner has unlimited liability, and they're the ones that tend to run the business. The naming rules for a limited partnership are as follows. The name must contain the words limited, limited partnership, or an abbreviation of that word or phrase. The name of a limited partnership that is also a limited liability partnership must also contain the phrase limited liability partnership or limited liability limited partnership, or an abbreviation of those words, okay? So in connection with that last statement I made, the last legal structure that was presented on the Secretary of State website is called the limited liability partnership. And this is just a legal structure that can be formed in order to limit the liability of its general partners. So if you want a limited partnership, but you want protection for your general partners, then you should form a limited liability partnership. So this is all the information that you need to know if you're trying to register a business in Texas and You want to know which legal structure to form, here are the options available through the Secretary of State website. There are other legal structures available in general, but I'm just going to focus on the ones that were directly on their website. So now we will delve into step 3B, which is where we'll be discussing choosing your business name. And we will utilize the information that was discussed here regarding the naming rules to do so. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are not in Texas and would like personal help with your state, feel free to schedule a call and I can help you personally. I can break it down even more than what I'm doing now, okay? I don't want this video to be extremely long. So I'm giving you guys a summarization, but if you want more in-depth explanations about anything, please just let me know and I'll be happy to provide that information for you. So now let's get into step 3B, which is choosing your business name. See you in the next video.